What's going on, guys? I just gonna check, make sure my streams are live here on all destinations. Update. And looks like I'm live on Facebook. We're still waiting for Twitch and YouTube to catch up. Or maybe they're on now, I'm not sure. Let me just take a quick look. Make sure they are working because my end shows that it's kind of not. I'm actually trying to make my money back right now. I made some bad calls this morning. Some really, really friggin' bad calls. And now I don't know, I gotta play pretty tight here right now, and I gotta scalp a couple candles or something. We'll see what I come up with here. Okay, Twitch is actually online. Very good. Yeah, YouTube's online. All right, welcome guys. How's it going today? I'm gonna try and make this stream a little bit shorter. Again, this is of course beer and crypto day trading, so that's what there is to do at the moment. So I'm actually watching this kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern that's going on. It's not exactly perfectly in line, but it's still a rather head and shoulders like position. So I made some really bad calls this morning. I lost about 1,100 bucks. Currently sitting up about, excuse me, up about 250 on this particular trade, and I should be able to see a little bit more upside to that. I'm actually just looking at this previous trend line, because I think we're probably still looking rather bearish on this market. Let me pull up the chat here and let's see what you guys are talking about. I gotta pull up Facebook chat too, independently. What's up, Matt? How's it going? Thanks for joining. Welcome to the stream. Restream did not update my freaking video descriptions. Uh-oh, here we go. Go to edit settings here. Oh, really? Now it won't let me change my descriptions. Anyway, guys, I tried to put my YouTube link and my Twitch link in the Facebook so that you guys can come and find me in 1080p. So if you're on Twitch, just search the name Jessamp. That's Jessamp. That's my handle on there. And if you're on YouTube, search for Jesse Crypto and you'll find me. Actually, hang on here. I have these. I can copy paste. Alright guys, for 1080p, find me on I don't know why that was a reply to you, but anyway. Let me do that again. There we go. Alright. Hey bro, bitch, where your crypto shit? What do you mean? Where is it? Oh, shirt. Dirty? What's up? What's up? Thanks everybody for jumping in. So I'm kind of watching this pattern at the moment here and see if we can pull any magic out of it, that's for sure. I'm in a bit of a rough spot with my current trades, so I'm hoping I can bring back a little bit of funds to me here. Trying to watch the significant trades here as well because I'm a little bit scared at the moment. So anyway, I made a bunch of bad calls this morning. I lost like 1,100 bucks worth of Bitcoin. Another day at the office, I guess it happens. It's happened to me more than once. I've lost a lot more than that in a day before, so it's not really, well, I mean, losing money is always a bad thing, but as long as your gains are bigger than your losses, that's what counts. And today is not going that great, but fortunately I've done very well for the last about 2 weeks or so. So I'm trying to see here, hopefully this pattern plays out. But we've just tested the neckline and it looks like we've kind of rejected a little bit here, kind of near the neckline. This isn't perfect. I mean, probably adjust that a little bit. So I mean, technically it broke the neckline. But it's definitely showing rejection here, so maybe I get screwed again, but we'll see. I'm gonna play that out and see what happens here, and hopefully we recover a little bit of funds. You guys will notice as well my new disclaimer that's down here in the corner. That's just there for well, liability purposes, I guess. So I hope that's not too annoying, but I want that right in my video so I don't have any problems into the future. I'm actually going to duplicate this rather than eliminate my chart. Disappear. Okay. So let me go out here. I'm going to start with the daily. Daily, of course, we did meet my target. So that's the line that I put out like 2 days ago or something like that at 8,300 some. We met that target, and that could be it. I mean, this is definitely a rejection candle, and that could be it for this pump up. The market's definitely, a little bit irrational and everything, so who knows what'll happen. But we definitely met my target, and we've turned around and come down from there. So today, even though we met my target, I wasn't up early enough to short. I longed at the wrong time, I shorted at the wrong time, and I cost myself a bunch of money. So, might cost myself some more money here too. Bastard. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of what's happened there. Of course, RSI freaking capped, but the market's irrational. We don't know what'll happen. It just, but it has gone parabolic here, and really, that's gone parabolic enough, and we're so far away from our moving averages. A retrace is inevitable. It's met my target. So really right now I should be looking for short positions. I think short positions are definitely safer than long positions. And the only, I keep missing my chart here. The only reason I'm playing this particular long position here at the moment is because I see this sort of head and shoulder-ish pattern. So I'd like to play it for the retrace upward. Although we got sort of rejected here at the neckline, and I'm not too pleased with it at the moment. So we'll see if that pans out or not. I'm going to let that fly for the moment. Checking out the 4 hour. So the 4 hour gives me a little bit more hope. Let me pull this down so we can see. It gives me a little bit more hope. We did make a 9 count. The 9 was after a reversal. The 8 was the reversal. RSI came down but is pointing upward again. I mean, it's horizontal, and on the RSI we've actually, it looks like we're developing a higher low on the RSI as well, which tells me that we might actually come back up here a little bit and sort of bull trap, which does support my inverse head and shoulders in the lower time frame. What do we have here? Just had a million significant short come in at the moment. I don't like that, but we still have a lot of green coming in. Ooh, 1.7 million significant short. I have to tap out. I don't have a stop set right now. I'm just kind of babysitting at the moment. Okay, so I mean, possibility here. I mean, MACD is starting to get a little bit tight. So no doubt this will probably confirm a reversal here pretty soon. This could actually develop into, if I zoom in some more, let's check the hourly here. This is kind of a little bit of a bearish head and shoulders as well. So I mean, this is rather dangerous, right? Kind of have a, so this shoulder's a little bit short. So I mean, I could see something coming down like that. So it's kind of looking a little bit bearish here. Why did I put it there? Yeah. I mean, it could be a bit of a head and shoulders that way. Actually, it looks kind of bearish on the hourly at the moment. Where'd my indicators go? So on the indicators, I'm looking at MACD, definitely bearish, cross bearish a while ago, should have shorted that top. The MACD crossover came immediately on the candle after the top. Definitely a bearish indicator. RSI pointing downward. We had a bearish divergence on the RSI because we had price action increasing right here. At the same time as we had RSI decrease right here down in this area. Hard to see because the lines are overlapping, but RSI lower highs, price action at higher highs indicates a bearish divergence. Also indicated you're short at the top, which I was not awake for. So definitely I'm still leaning here on the hourly, looking bearish. Let me clean up some lines because this diamond was from yesterday. So this morning what I was charting was this sort of channel going upward, and we've broken out of this channel now, and that led me to believe we're going short. My short came in a little bit late. I got wrecked. My long came in at the total wrong time. I was not able to scalp. I tried to scalp the bottom of this candle on the smaller time frame. Long went at the wrong time. I got wrecked. So that's kind of where I'm at today so far, is just wrecked. Zooming in now to a 30-minute. Again, we could find ourselves a crooked H&S here on the 30-minute as well. Indicators still in the bearish direction, but MACD is starting to uptick, so we should start getting a little bit of curvature out of that. But RSI has a long way it can go down, so I mean, it's still rather bearish, right? Now in the 30-minute, I mean, we did get caught almost by the 100 EMA here, but we retraced on this candle, which is a reversal indicator. So we have this sort of what do you call it, like a morning star, or this shooting star. Well, shooting star I think usually refer to the top, but this still is a morning star here, which indicates a reversal followed by 3 candles. So that would have been great if I could have friggin' scalped on this candle at some point, but of course that didn't quite pan out. Now my EMA cluster here, we're kind of stuck on. I can't really remain bullish unless we get above that. I'd have to remain bearish so long as we're trading below my EMA cluster. So that's not really looking that great for the price action right now. And of course 15-minute, basically showing that we're supported on our 100 EMA. So on a really short time frame, with the IH&S that I demonstrated here in the 5-minute, possibly we can get back up over 8100, 8150 with my previous trend line, which should become resistance. So somewhere between 8150 and 8175 is like, I'm out at that point. if this actually proves true, and again, we could come back down and break our shoulder and say that this pattern was not true and does not make any sense whatsoever. Where am I at here? Still $100 to the good. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at here right now. Is I'm starting to lean a little bit bearish. What's going on, Brandon, Michael, Tony, Robbie, Yogesh? Thanks for joining, guys. My altcoin bags have come up like a quarter of a Bitcoin today alone. So that helps out. Helps me feel a little bit less wrecked. So we'll just kind of see what happens here. In the meantime, we can take a look at some other charts. Something I noted and I threw a Facebook post out for. Of course, this is that big dildo on the XRP USD chart. And XRP USD, this actually isn't what I was looking for. But, I mean, it shot off of a, a very historical and well-tested support level over the course of, like, the last year. It's been well supported at the, basically the 30-cent price line. And that's been good. But what kind of noted my attention here was the XRP BTC chart, which of course had this sort of parabolic move and parabolic right back down. And if I draw a line right here, right at where our price action's at, and I zoom out, actually even let me go to a weekly. Do I have enough data for a weekly? Okay, well, good enough. All right. So when you watch this, so on the weekly, this is a historical and well-tested support level where we bounced off of in the past with some very large volume. And on the daily, when you chart this daily volume, let me zoom out. Let me just get my chart out of the way here so we can just look at volume. Okay, and I'm just going to draw a line on this chart right here at this volume level. Okay, so volume reached, whatever. And the last time, I guess we did have other volumes after this, but the last time that we had this kind of volume at this price range, okay, so I'm talking about this support level. Again, we're at the same support level with this kind of volume, was right here in our run-up where we created a daily dildo that led into additional volume into the market, which caused ourselves a price run from 4,000 sats to 12,000 sats, which is like a 3x market, right? So that's on the XRP BTC. And that's interesting to me. I mean, do I like XRP? Do I think it's a good coin? No. Do I think it's a shit coin? Yes. But the money's there. I mean, you got to follow the money, right? I'm trading. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to tell stories about what I actually think is good and what I actually think is bad, because at the end of the day, the only thing that I believe is good is making money, and the market decides that for me, not me. Okay, nice bounce. We're still in our right shoulder. That's very good. So anyway, so XRP has been kind of interesting to me, and on the hourly though, I mean, it's looking like retrace, but we did get supported. It looks like we found support in here. And we're still maintaining some kind of a trend line in this direction. Let me zoom in some more to a 15. So we're still supported here, right? We have a touch here. We have a bunch of, support indication here. And our wick came down and just about touched this trend line as well and reversed. So, I mean, there's a chance that could hold. I mean, we're coming down a little bit right now. So if this trend line holds, I'll remain bullish on XRP BTC. And so I'm holding some bags of that right now as well. So yeah, I'm still leaning bullish on there, and that's sort of what I'm watching here at the moment. That's what I'm interested in here is XRP right now. As well as this particular head and shoulders play. As of course, any requests or questions, anything like that, drop them in the chats, guys. Be much appreciated. I made a cash out as well today to some fiat, so I pulled out enough cash for myself here. Just in case, I mean, it's always to err on the side of caution. I don't keep a lot of fiat. I'm not fiat rich. I'm definitely Bitcoin, well, semi-rich, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of people a lot bigger than me. But, I mean, like 90% of my net worth is sitting in cryptocurrencies of one form or another, so a little bit dangerous. So I pulled out enough money today that I could live for another 2 months or so and cover all my bills and eat and all that for about 2 months with a little bit of leftovers, so I can, of course, afford my beer and whatever else I decide I want. Just in case this happens to be a local top in the market, I wanted to sell out some of my holdings here today, just in case, just so I know that I'm safe here for another month or two before I need to worry about fiat money again. Because, of course, I still can't pay my mortgage with Bitcoin. I can't pay my utilities with Bitcoin. It's difficult to buy clothing and food with Bitcoin. So, I guess I still need fiat sometimes. And I did, as requested. We had a viewer from YouTube requested that I not play the same song on repeat for the extended length of my videos. So I did go ahead and I put together a bit of a playlist so that we can have the song automatically change up and I don't have to do it manually. And I also got a copyright violation on my previous video, even though I was using royalty-free music. I guess I didn't put the notations in the description quite how they liked me to. Of course, I can't put the notation before I know what songs I play. So when the video was done, I went to put the notations like 15 minutes after the video was ended, and I already had a copyright violation. So I told that service to go and screw themselves, and I put together a playlist just right out of the YouTube library. And I specifically selected songs that don't require me to put the notations or whatever you call it in your description. So we'll see how that goes. And I believe I'm going to get wrecked here on this head and shoulders play. What do we have? We're going bearish again, aren't we? Red 2 below my red 1. We have volume. Yes, we have significant shorts coming in. Let's see if I can limit out. And I did. I was able to limit out. That's perfect. Okay. Limit out, and that saves me a lot of fees. I wouldn't have made any money on that. So I made about 70 bucks on that trade or something, I think is what I seen. Sometimes what I do just to check is I'll just put a $1 margin in there. And yeah, so I guess like 65 bucks I came out to the good. So this is what I did. I just put in a $1 long or $1 short. That way there I can see my realized P&L, because I have no idea where to find my realized P&L in here. Without actually having an active order. So if somebody knows how to do that on Bybit, let me know. What's up here under more? AQs, no. Assets, no. That's just my holdings. Doesn't tell me my realized P&L. Position margin, no. Asset history. Oh. Oh, neat. Wait. I don't get it. Is that a day? Is this daily? This must be daily realized P&L. Interesting. Okay, so is that what this is? Can't be daily realized P&L. Maybe. Maybe it is. I mean, at least my balance is going up. I guess I've had a few other shitty days too. This one being the worst. Oh, okay, so maybe that's how this works. This must be my daily P&L in this column. And this will be my wallet balance as it's grown over the last couple weeks. So I've done a half a Bitcoin or something in the last couple weeks. In total. Not bad, not horrible. Alright, okay, so that's where I can get that. That's pretty cool. Go back to trade here. Now that I exit, it'll probably bounce. We'll probably start going up again. See what happens. But we've definitely fallen out of my parameters here for my trade. And I've seen on the significant trade, so on the left-hand side of the screen you're looking at right now, seen some significant shorts come in. $1.4 million short. $800,000 short. I seen another multi-million-dollar short that came in beforehand. So I don't like that kind of shorted volume here. Rather wait and scalp the bottom or something. I'll leave this up just for the moment, but once we cross the bottom of this blue line here, it's definitely confirmed that this head and shoulders is not good. But we'll see here. If I see a significant long come in, maybe I'll scalp the candle. We'll see what happens here. Mark, what's going on, man? All good? Yeah, it's all good, man. I got wrecked today, but it's all good. Just another day at the office. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to put up the chat. That's right. So I swapped up the background on this screen so it shows the chart. I guess my head's kind of in the way, but if I move one side or the other, at least we're still able to see the chart, kind of. But yeah, I got wrecked on a short and I got wrecked on a long today, believe it or not. I just can't win. Can't win at all today, man. But yeah, it's all good. So I lost $1,000 bucks, whatever. Yeah, and if I switch back, it looks like I was definitely correct to tap out of my long. So I made 75 bucks on my, or 65 bucks on my long, which means I'm still at a loss. But I was definitely right to get out. So this pattern was failed. No good. Scrap it. What else do we have here? See, I mean, then again, actually, this would still make a head and shoulders. I should have scalped that. See, I could have scalped the bottom of that. See, this still does make a head and shoulders, but it's crooked the other way. So maybe I was just an idiot and did that wrong, because you see this to here. Okay, here. Okay, that still makes a perfectly crooked H and S the other way. So I mean, that's still in play. Kind of. But I mean, we're still trending downward. Whoops. Ah, there we go. See, it kept going. It kept going. There we go. Let it go. Let it go. See, it's a good thing I didn't try and scalp that candle. Let it go. Let it go. Wait for my indicators now. Yeah, we got some volume. We had $1 million liquidated long. Another $1 million liquidated long. I've got some $1 million longs coming in now, though. So, I mean, like, it'd be worth scalping that, but I don't have enough capital left in my budget for the day to do that. XRP coming down. XRP, I'm still looking. We could probably get a bounce here on the trend line. I don't have any capital to be able to margin trade XRP deposited into Bybit. Because Bybit, when you, let's say you deposit Bitcoin, you can only trade the Bitcoin chart. If you deposit XRP, you can only trade the XRP chart. Which is fine. I kind of like it that way. But, yeah, so I'm unable to margin trade it. But that's, I cashed out some XRP. I have some XRP holdings. And I cashed some out today while we were up, so I could afford to live for a couple days. So yeah, H&S play is definitely out of the question, and I'm gonna let this go and wait for some indicators on the 5 minute. Let's see our other time frames doing here. All right, so let's do something here real quick. I'm gonna right click, remove all drawing tools because they are all old, outdated, and just cluttering up my chart. Moving average in the 15 minute telling me nothing. We are violated all of my moving averages that I actually use for trading. The purple line is a 200-day moving average, not an EMA. It's not part of my EMA cluster, so I don't really consider that for particular type of trade. Though what's interesting is we have wick here, we have a higher wick, and still so far we still have a higher wick. So we'll check that and see if it develops some type of a trend in that direction. It could have been worse scalping that candle too, I don't know. But I'm gonna wait for another one at least. I'm gonna wait for some confirmations because I need my indicators. Again, probably looks like spaghetti to you. Purple line RSI, and then the other two lines are MACD. And I have them laid over top of each other to save space on my chart. But it's kind of really neat if you watch this, right? And let me just kind of make this bigger so we can see this. But so if you zoom out your chart a little bit and you watch this, see how RSI exited from the MACD, both MACD lines, right on the right candle to go long, right? It just kind of, it's been a little bit of an indicator on its own right here as well. You long this right here on the 15 minute, right when it exited, and you had a little bit of a play here, right? And I find it's kind of a little bit handy like that, just as a visual indicator to confirm trends. So rather than play MACD crossovers, I've been looking at RSI and how it, of course, if you scale your chart, it moves a little bit, right? So it's not an indicator, it's not something I build a bot on, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of been neat. I've been looking at that and seeing how it plays, and you see how I move it. It changes, so it's not an indicator that I'm relying on or anything, but just how the two play off each other has been kind of interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of wait for indicators here at the moment and see what happens. We do have RSI on the 15. We have a bit of a higher low coming in. It looks like maybe developing. That would lead me to be bullish, but there's too many mixed indicators here at the moment for me to make a decision. 30 minute, same garbage basically. Well, trading very bearish on MACD right now. And our histogram on MACD has still been down ticking, so MACD is still very bearish on the 30 minute. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to wait. So on the 5 minute, definitely downtrending this way. We only have 2 taps here, so we can't really say we're developing a triangle yet. So we're waiting right now. And then if we violate this a little bit, violate these candles, you can find a little bit of a trend in there with a fake out. So let's not trust any of this right now. Right now I don't have any information that I really trust. I'm waiting. What's going on? I won a couple. Great, man. Awesome. Bought some XRP yesterday and XMR and ADA. Awesome. From Bitcoin trending downwards. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we are trending downwards a little bit right now on these smaller time frames. I don't know technical analysis. I only trade on technical analysis. That's all I do. I really fundamentals. By the time I find out about the fundamentals, if I read the news, I was the last guy to read the news, man, and I'll get wrecked every time. So maybe it's good to write the words "crypto Bitcoin live" in your title. Yeah, it's possibly. Yeah, I should include. Yeah, I should include that. Well, it does. Oh yeah, it says beer and day trading right now. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, let me write that on my paper, man. Every time somebody gives me a suggestion, it goes on my paper. So we're gonna write that down. Suggestions. Add crypto, the word crypto, and Bitcoin to the live title. Now, I don't think I can use Restream to change my titles while I am live. Can I? No, I cannot. Okay, so I can't do that while I'm live. I'd have to restart the stream. So that's all fine. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Yeah, okay, good suggestion. Yeah, I always search Bitcoin Live on YouTube search. So yeah, I think maybe I should do that. I'll go ahead and I wrote down that suggestion. So next time you find me live, I'm going to swap out my title. So it'll say like Bitcoin and crypto day trading. It'll probably say beer and crypto Bitcoin day trading, or I'll figure out something, right? Because yeah, I'll figure something out. Yep, thanks for that suggestion. It's written down. We will make some changes there. Absolutely. All right, so currently we are just we are waiting. So I don't even know if I'll make another trade today. Unless I see a breakout. If we break out north of this, I'd probably long it. This is kind of... yeah, it's really lopsided diamond-like. What do you want to call it, a diamond? Kind of is a diamond, though. Because you got your backside over here and your downside here. This side's really short, though. Some more shorts coming in. Of course, I'm flat right now. I have no open trades. XRP still not breaking my trend line yet. I'm too scared to open a short at the moment. Oh, there's a ton of shorts and some long liquidations. Here we go. We'll see if we, yeah, we'll see if we get some support down here on our bottom here. See, I'm not really sure what kind of pattern we're playing here, but I know we're still very bearish on the indicators. See, that could have been my scalp again there. Who knows? Could have been it. But you got to remember also, not trading is trading, right? If you don't make a trade, you didn't lose any money. Unfortunately, I already lost $1,000 today. Just don't want to lose any more. Yeah, right on, Mark. Good luck, man, and trade safe out there. We got more shorts piling in. Lots of shorts piling in. We'll see which way to play. I'm just waiting right now. I already got wrecked today. I don't need to get any more wrecked. I think I'm just going to take a quick little break here and go over to the bathroom, and then when I get back we can take a look at a couple other charts. See what some other coins are doing, coins of interest. So if you have some suggestions, if you want something charted, you want my opinion on particular coins from a technical perspective, drop the ticker symbol in the comments here and we'll take a look at them as soon as I get back. Okay, be back in a couple seconds. All right. So I believe before I make another trade, we'll be waiting for a break out of this, one direction or the other. And no comments. Huh. All my altcoin bags are turning green, so I like that. Just gonna answer a couple messages here and then look at some other charts. We'll hit up CoinDesk and check some news. We'll see here. All right. Matt says he lost his XRP. Says he entered something wrong. I said, did you forget to put the tag in? He says, no, I put the tag in. I said, you have really bad copy paste skills then. Eh, pretty bad. Oh, got a phone call coming in here too I'm going to take. Give me 1 second. All right, that was a little bit of good news. Okay. Alright, so we're waiting on that. I want to take a look and see what some other coins are doing here at the moment. For the sake of, I'm going to take a look at Cardano. I'm not holding any. How's it doing on dollars? Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. So Cardano's in a bit of a run here on dollars too. Let me check that on Bitcoin though. Like I guess I'm still stuck in my old ways where I always chart shit coins against Bitcoin. I don't chart them against USD, even though some of them have USD markets. But as far as USD goes, on the daily, we bottomed. We've had a MACD crossover. The Cardano looks kind of bullish in dollars. Not really much pattern I could offer you at this point. Not enough data to go on there, kind of. 4 hour actually has some room to move on ADA or on Cardano for the 4 hour chart. Although we do have developing bearish divergence going on. Again, bearish divergence because price made a higher high, but RSI made a lower high. Therefore, we call it a bearish divergence. But I want to check this on Bitcoin. So on Bitcoin, we had sort of a double bottom. Against Bitcoin, though, we've had a bullish divergence on the 4 hour. So we have a bullish divergence because RSI has made, price action has made a lower low. However, RSI has made a higher low, which is a bullish divergence. So Cardano actually looks on the 4 hour chart, looks like it's bullish. It looks like a buy right now. Let me just check that on the daily. So on the daily, we have RSI's been pretty well bottomed. RSI's made a higher low. Like you can see, RSI did make a higher low. Of course, this line makes no sense on the daily chart, but RSI did make a higher low. And we're pointing up, it's coming up. We have a green one. Now, when you look at it on the daily, it doesn't look like breakout though. I mean, it's still, that trend is still like straight down. But what I'm thinking here is if we get a green 2 that's trading above the green 1, I think that's a buy. I think Cardano is looking pretty bullish. It's looking bullish on the 4 hour anyway. Check the hourly. And on the hourly, we are seeing not divergence, but we are seeing we had a low and we had a higher low. We do have bullish divergence still in the RSI because we have this low over here and a lower low, right? As well as RSI that made a low and a higher low, which is bullish. So yeah, I got a pretty good feeling here on ADA versus Bitcoin. We might break out of this pattern and shoot up here a little bit. Now, I'm gonna want to see in excess. I want to see it break out a lot higher than that, in order to call it bullish and say that there's going to be a rally on this. But it does, pending breaking out of this pattern, look like we have a pretty good shot at it. Indicators look good. We're definitely bullish on MACD still. Though MACD's histogram is ticking up pretty high. I mean, it's got room to move, but it is ticking up pretty high. So we can probably break out of here. There's still some bullish momentum left on this market here yet, and RSI does have some excuse me, RSI does have some room to move. So that actually doesn't look too bad. What else did I want to chart? I'm holding a bag of NEO, so I'd like to chart NEO. So again, NEO looks just like Cardano. Looks like death. Actually, it looks horrible. Oh yeah, no, this is completely different. So NEO is actually blown through its historical support levels, I believe. Let me just zoom in over here. We're looking at a historical support. This, we're talking the end of 2017 at like 2,000 sats, and we're sitting today at 1,360 sats. So it's blown through historical levels. I don't think we can go on historical anything whatsoever on NEO when it comes to its Bitcoin pairing. But much like every other alt, it's bounced on the daily. Doesn't really tell us much. I'm not calling that a buy at all. There is a bullish divergence. Let me move my chart. Of course, we're making lower lows on price action, but RSI is beginning to make higher lows, and we have our MACD is also has crossed over and is expanding. Actually, indicators are low, probably for a short-term play. I'm not calling this a bull rally or anything that's developing here, but it could be a short-term long play here in NEO. It's actually looking pretty solid on the 4-hour. Hourly has room to move as well on the indicators, so that's not too bad. But trend is down. I mean, trend is down. There's nothing here. The trend is like, if you drew a straight line vertically down, you'd be in there. So fake out. This could be breakout here though. Like, I mean, maybe it is. That could be a long play on NEO. I'm holding a bag of that anyway. I'm holding that for the long term, and hopefully they do something. But I checked CoinMarketCalendar yesterday, and they got nothing on the schedule at all. So just another shit coin. I'm gonna check Litecoin against Bitcoin, and then we'll check it against the dollar as well. Let me start with my daily. So against Bitcoin, it's definitely lost its momentum. However, we've gotten down to basically bottomed indicators. So I got RSI basically as low as it can get. MACD's been going down for freaking ever. I'm not sure how much longer that can tick down. If we look at MACD historically, so the last time MACD was this low, we're talking November of 17. So let's see what happened on November of 17. We had price against Bitcoin at 0.007, give or take, and then it dropped a little bit lower, and it created a little bit of a divergence on RSI there. So today we have definitely much higher price against Bitcoin anyway. I don't see it doing anything other than maybe creating a head and shoulders. Something like I mean, that's kind of pretty big head on that shoulders. I mean, it kind of made a crooked one in here with this bottom, this one, this top, and this top, right? So this is actually kind of like a standard Elliott wave reversal pattern, which is basically what Head and Shoulders is based on. Though a bounce is probably due, just given that the indicators are so low. I don't know about trading it on the Bitcoin side though. Now, if we zoom into the 4 hour, it looks like a bounce is coming in here. So a margin play on Litecoin might be in the question. Get back over here. So a margin play on Litecoin might be in the question because we do have bullish divergence going on. We have, again, lower price action, but we have higher RSI. MACD starting to uptick, so our lines are going to get closer together here because we're upticking. We ended up with a red 9 on the 4 hour. That looks like a pretty good play on Litecoin. I'm sitting on a bag of Litecoin as well. I got about 300 Litecoin I'm sitting on, so that's good in that. But let's check this against USD and see what that tells us, because I know it took a pump against USD as well. Although not as big of a pump. Oh, and XMR. We'll check out Monero after this one too, because that one talking about yesterday and how it looks bullish. So we're still uptrending. Okay. So if a balance is in play, if I say a balance is in play on the Bitcoin market, something that's neat, how do I do like I'm just not seeing it right now. No, not sine. It's not. How do you do just a regular freaking curved line? I'm not seeing it here right now. Do regular lines do it? Trend lines? How do you curve it? I can't figure it out. Anyway, I'll figure that out later on. It's probably somewhere else. I'm probably looking in the wrong spot right now. That's okay. But anyway, what I'm looking at here is, why don't I just use, ellipse. So, I see what you do. Now, how do I get it only one direction? But you see what I mean? Obviously, I can't figure this out. Obviously, my charting skills suck. Curve. Okay, there we go. So I have a big bowl. Right? And then off of this, what I would be looking for is something in this particular direction, okay, for a cup and handle move, right? So if we're looking to take a bounce on Bitcoin, so if that happens and we increase value in Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is currently in the process of retracing downward, or it's going sideways, an increase on the USD price is also a possibility for a cup and handle move on that. Definitely possible. What are indicators showing us here? Yeah, indicators looking bearish. We have MACD ticking down here at the moment. RSI still in a bearish direction. Although it could come up to, complete this circle. It could come up a little bit more just to be in the same height over here. But that's close enough for me to call it a bowl or a cup that's about to develop a handle. So that's very much possible here that I see coming up. And especially because of that divergence on the Bitcoin chart. More or less all I can see zooming into the 1 hour, I see that we're definitely being supported by the, kind of the 55 EMA, and then we whipped to the 100 EMA. It actually looks pretty good. Our indicators are still showing bearish though, so I could see more downside. But we could possibly see our previous 9 line over here. Possibility, maybe we don't go lower than this on Litecoin. So if something like that holds, I could probably stay a little bit bullish in the very short term on Litecoin, But on the higher time frames, I'm seeing a pattern that would indicate a little bit of a retrace coming, but a lot more upside coming in the market as well, given the divergence on the Bitcoin chart. So what's Bitcoin doing here? It's coming down. See if we get supported. Maybe, let's see if we break this or not. Indicators are pretty low. I'm a chicken shit right now. Total chicken shit. Already lost enough money today. Shitcoin bag is coming up still. What do we have here? What is this link? Store is now accepting Monero. Cool. Alright, wicked. Oh yeah, Monero. That was the other one I was going to check out. Oh, we got some big sharks coming in too at the bottom here. So again, with Monero, I'm going to check this one both ways. So, on the hourly, we did come up some more. Never broke that $90, though. Actually, I'm going to go back to the daily. I prefer to start on the daily and work my way in. On the daily. On the daily, still looks bullish. RSI pointing up. Still has a little bit of room to go. Still shows that we still got a good shot at breaking 90 or coming towards the $100 mark on this, I would say. Just based on how much room RSI and that has to go. And MACD also definitely pointing bullish, and we've still upticking on the daily. But we did hit some resistance. We do have some pullback. But it keeps retesting. So let's zoom in and see what that looks like. 4 hours showing indications it wants to retrace. MACD is definitely down ticking. So based on that, I would be looking to stay above this area. If we break a lower low than right here, then I would say that the run up for Monero has ended for this particular move. But given that, if we do get back down to here and it bounces, you're still obviously still a possible head and shoulders here in play as well, like this if we end up that low, right? So that's also possible there that I see. If we end up back down here, I would say this bullish run is done for the moment against the USD. Hourly shows coming down, just a matter of how far we retrace. If we can stay above the 100 EMA, I would say we're still good to make a leg up on it. But let me go to BTC to confirm this. Long liquidation coming in. So against BTC, the indicators show they were down, but lots of room to move on the hourly. But it's been coming down on Bitcoin and still coming up on the USD. And we're going to run into some resistance here, probably in this area. Which puts us sort of between our 55 and 100 EMAs. So, hard to say on the hourly here at the moment, but it has definitely a pretty good shot at least making some gains, a few percentage points in gains. I guess that's not really much. I mean, we're at 104, that's only 106. You only got like 2% here that you can possibly make. like on this particular move. I mean, there's probably more coming. At least I'd be afraid of that resistance coming in right now. But I mean, that's on the hourly. Zooming out to the 4 hour definitely shows a lot more potential for bullishness, however, because we do have, again, price action made lower lows when RSI's made higher lows, gives us a bullish divergence. So on the hourly chart, I definitely see some resistance coming in. So if you were buying Monero for a very quick play, I really hope you bought the bottom. Otherwise, you're not making enough to make it worth your time and effort. Unless of course you're margin trading. But definitely on the 4 hour, if we ignore that this resistance is here in the short term, then I definitely see possibility of going much higher. But I'll be looking still at our trend line right here as our point of resistance. So we're only looking at getting up to 107 at that point. Then we got to see if that breaks. So I suppose if you bought the divergence, you're sitting pretty good to make a few percentage points. As for myself right now, I'm sitting on a little bit of Monero. I don't think I would buy it with Bitcoin, at least not to trade the Bitcoin markets and not at spot, until we break out the top of this trend line. And zooming out to the daily, again, we have death trend going on. However, indicators are well bottomed. You can kind of see the divergence, but it's diverged a couple of times. So there's a divergence here as already, right here. Oh, sorry, that's not a divergence. Pardon me, that's not a divergence. And historical support is non-existent at this price point for Monero against Bitcoin. So as far as buying or adding any more to my bags of Monero, I wouldn't do it until I broke out. All right, we're gonna break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side. I think we fake out the bottom and turn around and go up. That's my personal belief here at the moment. That's my 15. 15 has all my old lines on it. Let me do that. If I duplicate, no, wrong thing. No, still has all my old lines. Okay. Move draw tools. Alright. Put the 15 up here. The 15 also indicators are bottoming, but we are breaking through. And I believe it looks as though we got some very significant shorts coming in. And it looks like we're going to break that bottom here. So, do we break double bottom? This could be the scalp too. Who knows? Who knows? It could be it. I'm still sitting flat. I have no open trades at the moment. I have no desire to open one at this price area either. Matt Feast says, good video. Thanks for joining, bud, and thanks for the compliments. Great value. Cheers. Yeah, man. Cheers to you, too. I don't know, guys. Do I scalp that? I don't see any significant longs coming in. So once I do, it'll be too late. Base would be playing the bottom of that wick. I could just get wrecked again too. I got lots of shorts coming in yet. No, breaking the bottom of that candle. Ah, 600K, 500K liquidations. $1.4 million liquidated. The answer is no, don't scalp that candle. And now there's a couple longs. Well, I'm gonna wait. Maybe I should go outside and drink beer instead. Hourly telling me. That hourly tells me we're coming down to that 55 EMA. Somewhere in there. Daily's got definite reversal candle showing now, that's for sure. Maybe that was the scalp. But come on, the other one. Yeah, that would have been the scalp. See that $2 million long coming in. See, that was the scalp. Why didn't you tell me to scalp that candle? It's all your fault. Oh well. Why do you look so goofy? Alright, wait for another candle that's going to bury deeper, or else wait for that breakout. Because there's too much resistance here to, too much resistance up here in order to, like, justify buying along at some random place and holding it. I'd only be interested in scalping the bottom of a candle for, like, a, you know, quick 2, 3, or 5 minute trade or something like that. Otherwise, I want a breakout, a clear breakout one way or the other, and trade this market in one direction or the other. And I just don't think we're going to get that in a reasonable time frame here at the moment. Rock and roll from Monero. Yeah, buddy. Really good, thanks. Awesome. What's up, Jesse? Just doing my thing, you know, and having a beer. Every afternoon, man, every afternoon. Have a couple of beer and do some day trading here, and then, I don't know, I'm just not seeing it for me here today, so possibility I might just give up for the day. What's up with the glass? Well, the intentions with the glass on the other screen, so this glass right here is, it's actually connected to my Twitch stream. The intention was to build it up. I was supposed to email my list again, tell everybody that I'm on Twitch. I forgot again. But it's actually connected to Twitch, so when somebody subscribes, there's a little thing that goes across the screen, and it'll drop, you know, bits and bytes and shit in there, and it makes a thing. Here, I can even do a demo. Watch, I'll hit up the tester. Let me hit this. I'll show you what happens. Just forgetting where I'm going here. In just a second. Hang on. Okay, yeah, I am good. Alright, perfect. Alright. Here's a follow. It's just kind of fun. So anyway, I just hit the tester button. But that's the purpose of it. It's for Twitch and stuff like that. Yeah. So a possible bear div here, right there. We'll see. Really hard to say. I mean, it's kind of tempting to try it, but I'm just gambling at this point. So I think I'm just gonna take a break and just say that today is not my day. I haven't followed consensus at all. I just played that short clip from yesterday, and I hardly listened to it at all because I just it's a lot of time to spend on something that's really, I mean, I guess it's cool and everything, but I don't trade fundamentals. It just, they don't make sense to me. All that matters is price action and volume. That's about it. So, and I mean, to me as a technical trader, I just don't care what, I hardly care what the fundamentals are. Because by the time I hear about it, it's too late anyway. So I don't really know anything about what went on at consensus, but I mean, we could hit the news right now and see if we can read about it. I just don't have time to sit and listen to the whole friggin', like, it's like a 3-4 day long conference or something. Like, who got time for that? That's right. I need a browser for this. Okay. What do they got going on here in the news? Hyperledger announces Ares, a toolkit for blockchain-based identity management. Launched an identity management system. During his talks, raid physical wallet full of cards and cash. Daddy said the equivalent state of the art when it came to digital identity. Yeah, so they wanted to put identity on the blockchain, right? Nah. Meh, not interested. SEC again delays decision on Bitwise ETF approval. Crypto hedge funds. Average AUM grew 3 times. Tens of thousands of our clients are interested in crypto. Like, you know, shit. Offers institutional clients new off-chain settlement systems. Floyd Mayweather, DJ Khaled escape lawsuit brought by ICO investors. Like, most of these I don't even care to read. Samsung to roll out crypto features on budget Galaxy phones. I mean, like, we can't do this already. Mobile phones are the most insecure devices that you own. They should not be mixed with cryptocurrencies, other than if you're only going to carry like a couple $100 or something just for daily spending. But the problem is most people have no idea about security and OPSEC and things like that. So what they're going to do is like, oh, I have a crypto wallet on my phone, and they're going to go and put like all their life savings on the damn thing, and then they're going to get hacked and lose all their money. Let's see, what else do we have? Turns your phone into a crypto hedge fund. Wow. Buying an index subscription to automatically balance itself over time. Okay, now can I do that without using my phone? I can't stand mobile. What's price doing over here? Oh, maybe we are going to go down. Need some shorts coming in there. Coinbase opens up XRP trading for New York residents. Maybe that's got something to do with the fueling the pump. I don't know. By the time it was written on CoinDesk, it's probably already pumped anyway. But we'll see if it continues. I mean, that's just New York. Wasn't XRP already on Coinbase? Like, I don't even follow what's going on Coinbase anymore. Just don't care. If you didn't buy it when it's quiet, don't buy it at all. HTC has added in-wallet crypto swaps to its Exodus phone. Again, I hate mobile phones. Blockchains, or Blockstack CEO, you don't need a blockchain for all dApps. Now this is smart. Here we go. Finally, something I think is like worth telling you guys about. Blockchain kind of sucks, guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna grab another beer and we're gonna take a look at this because this guy probably thinks like I do. Alright. So, Blockstack CEO criticized most decentralized apps in the industry during a panel appearance Monday, drawing issue how they are typically organized today. At CoinDesk Consensus Conference, he took aim at architecture. At the architecture most decentralized apps use these days, arguing that the apps across the space are putting too much reliance and data on blockchains. Which I agree. I think people are overusing blockchains and using them for the stupidest frigging things that are like, blockchain is not for everything. It's a very, very inefficient type of database, and that's all it is. That's not to say that blockchains don't have an important role to play in building decentralized apps or forward-looking apps that users don't have to trust with their data. But Ali, whose company is working on a decentralized app platform that recently announced plans to register their upcoming token sale with the US SEC, argued that people are using the blockchain layer too much. I agree. You don't even need blockchains to build decentralized apps at all. I agree. That's not to say Ali doesn't agree with the idea that yada yada yada. The Googles and Facebooks of the world are sitting on large amounts of data, whatever. I was kind of halfway between the two. Their business is to know more and more about you. With decentralized computing, you have more control. There's no big company in the middle. I mean, yeah, okay, perfect. He even admits that blockchains do indeed have an important role to play for some apps. We're just, all this is repeat. But he thinks people have been using blockchains more necessary. Again, repeat. The world computer. Ali pointed the idea of a world computer, an influential concept that's floated around the industry for years. This concept is perhaps most tightly associated with the third largest cryptocurrency market by cap, Ethereum, although Ali stressed more that once he is not referencing any one project in particular. So I was hoping you might have talked about how, like, basically all blockchain is a very inefficient form of database. Actually, I gotta answer the phone here once again, guys. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Okay. More work. So yeah, I got to pick up some topsoil and manure for my grandfather. Right on. Okay, so yeah, what I was talking about here was I thought it would go into how a blockchain is really an inefficient type of database, where it's like it's really good for permanent records. It's an immutable record. We get that, but how much data do we actually need to store on a blockchain that we really care whether it's immutable or not, right? Like, and most things really we can't use immutably, right? It has to be able to be changed. Like even in the case of well, maybe not in the case of identifications, and then there's also other aspects to do with, you know, blockchains being public, right? Like, okay, let's take something like healthcare. So do you want your healthcare records to be on a public and distributed blockchain? I don't, because I don't want everybody knowing what my health problems are unless I tell you, right? I think we're just relying on them and we're using them for too many stupid things. And when it comes down to the security side of it, now I guess one could argue, I mean, you use encryption, you know what I mean? You make it privatized like that, and then all you have is a blockchain that nobody else can verify except for somebody who can access it, which defeats the purpose of blockchain anyway. The purpose of blockchain is to have an immutable public ledger, right? So that anybody can look at it, anybody can verify what that data is on the blockchain. That's what I believe its major and sole purpose should be. And everything else besides that, if we can't verify for ourselves what the data is on the blockchain, then I don't believe it's really a true purpose for blockchain. Like you got like Siacoin and a bunch of them using blockchains for data storage. And is it really for, like, it's not really for the storage itself. I guess in that sense, it's not really for the storage itself. It's used to address where that storage is, which computers are storing it at the time of, I don't know. I got a lot of mixed opinions about other projects on the blockchain. Really do. Anyway. Just inefficient. When it comes down to security, when you want like to talk about something, you know, immutable, or at least very difficult to change, very difficult for one single party to change, right? So let's take in the case of healthcare. Any doctor can go in and type something in your record, right? Or a transcriber, or whoever is going to go ahead and enter that into the computer. Now, as long as it required more than one signing authority, which in the case of blockchain, the reason mining exists and how mining works is when a block is found, everybody else needs to verify that it's correct before it's officially accepted on the blockchain. That's the purpose of confirmations, right? So in that sense, an SQL database can also be set up to have more than one signatory be required in order to make a change to the database. So using blockchain for all of this data is just so inefficient when a MySQL database is extremely efficient and can be set up to have that multi-signatory feature for added security and added benefits, and in some ways immutability. Bitfinex and Tether ask court to loosen NYAG's New York Attorney General's fund restrictions. That's a scam. Anybody still using Tether's gotta be stupid, as far as I'm concerned. And we're getting into yesterday's stuff, so that's all good. We'll see here. I mean, maybe this is the bounce. I don't know. But anyway, guys, if there's no questions, let me just take a look here. I don't see any additional questions. Stops you getting bored having those icons. What icons? Icons? What icons do I have? I'm not sure. And only they come. Maybe they come over the robot wife running on blockchain. They made a robot wife. They probably wouldn't make her reprogrammable because she's on blockchain. You ever think of that? Could be worse. Immutable. Can't change it. Anyway, I don't see any other comments here. So, I believe I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wrap up this video because I got to get going over to the hardware store here and pick up a bunch of stuff before I go to camp tomorrow. So, until next time, guys, remember to trade safe out there. Possibility we're going to bounce right here. Or right, where's my chart? Right here. Possibility, but if not, I mean, a lot of things are looking bearish on other indicators, at least for the time being, with some possible short-term bounces. But more or less, I'm waiting to break above or below, clearly out of this little triangle-ish looking thing that I have drawn here, and I would trade that direction. Probably my best bet for today is to just avoid trading further, especially since I'm leaving in the morning. So if I have to hold a trade overnight and nothing happens until tomorrow, I have no choice. I got to close it before I leave town because I cannot manage my trades from camp because there is no phone, no internet. I love it. So until next time, guys, remember, trade safe out there and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Cheers.